Good afternoon, я вас вітаю, shalom and welcome. Welcome to today's live stream. My name is Alina Miropolsky, and this is my channel about personal spiritual growth, about coaching, about decision-making processes. And because I have a lot of experience working as a career coach, I want to address the job interview topic today. I recently had a video about job interviews and why not to wear everything new to the job interview, and got some questions, private questions mostly, about other tips on this matter, and I decided that I will better make a video useful for everyone, open source here on the YouTube. Come back a little bit to previous video when I was talking about why not to wear all new to the job interview. And to summarize it, that's all new maybe gives you a feeling of renewal and a new start and some inspiration. That is true, but from another hand, we need to get used to things, and we are feeling more confident in a more familiar environment, including more familiar clothing can make us feel more comfortable during job interview. That is why I do not recommend wearing everything new to the job interview. So this is a summary, and of course you can see the full video. Today I want to talk more about job interviews, and it's a big topic. That's why I will be probably filming more videos. But today I want to talk about two things: about focus and about energy, but not your focus and not your energy, the focus of the interviewer and the energy that interviewer can be losing after communicating with you, or can be not losing, or maybe even gaining some energy. Can be more energized after talking to you than before talking to you. And you can think and recall your communication with your friends or with your neighbors or with anyone else, that sometimes there are sort of conversation or people, even not because of who they are, but because of how they behave, that after meeting with them and talking to them, you're feeling tired. And other people that you're feeling the same or even more like uplifted and energized. So this is something I'm talking about here. So when I was thinking about other person's focus in communication with us, so the first things that are coming to my head, and they're very simple one, and probably you already know them, but I still want to remind them, is phone off, no loud statement perfumes. I'm, by the way, a big perfume fan, and I have a big perfume collection of my own, but I'm very mindful about what I will wear when I'm going to meet with an interviewer. Sometimes it can be a small room, and the pretty loud statement perfume can be a deal breaker here. It can be really annoying, or don't wear any perfumes, or wear something very, very close to your skin that gives more of a feeling of skincare and clean body vibe than perfume that smells like something. Of course, avoid gourmands, oud, stuff like that. What else I wanted to say? No bright clothing, no bright makeup for job interviews is not a good idea. It doesn't mean that you cannot wear those brighter clothing if you like bright colors, or you cannot wear more bright makeup or big earrings or golden watches during your employment. It doesn't mean that you will always need to be very neutral, but on a job interview, it can be something that will drag focus from the conversation and from the interview itself to things you're wearing, and it's not your goal at this point. So we need to be neutral. For example, if I like purple, I'm wearing, like you see, very neutral purple today. But for example, makeup for a job interview, I need to wear less makeup than I'm wearing today. Same with earrings. Probably I need a smaller earrings for job interview than I'm wearing today. It doesn't mean that on my everyday job I cannot wear like brighter purples than this and wear this bright makeup and long earrings, unless there is no special code, a dress code on your job, and of course your employer will inform you about it. What else I wanted to say? I have some problems with lighting today. Sorry for that. What else I wrote for myself, because I can talk about this for a very long time. So I made a list about things I'm going to talk today about the conversation itself. So here it starts tricky, where it can be talking about energy and about focus, because those things are connected. When we lose energy, we are losing focus. So those things are a little bit connected. But anyway, avoid complicated jokes that require a lot of context and assumption that your interviewer knows something and you're basing your joke on that something. It can cause a lot of misunderstanding. Another thing is try to avoid very long general answers that you're talking and you are like blah, 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 saying something. And they're trying to find the seed of the truth. Like, what do you mean by all this long story? And of course, don't forget that your interviewer, most likely, especially if it's not a one-person company, your interviewer needs to summarize your answers. So keep it in mind and be very mindful about how long is your answer. And remember, people need to summarize it, and it's not fun when the answer is too long. And basically, after writing like 10 rows, you understand that the answer is like, yes, I would do it, or no, I think it's a bad idea. Yeah, so what more? I wanted to say, avoid metaphors, because metaphors are the road to misunderstandings, especially with people you never met before. So be very careful and mindful about using metaphors in your job interview. What else I wanted to say? One more thing: to interact with the interviewer, have an eye contact and ask short questions from time to time. I know that as interviewer, people should not give you too much feedback and not to be too involved with you, but still having short questions help them to be more focused, more engaged, and will make this conversation more personal. For example, you can answer something and you say, is it enough, or should I give some examples? If you are not sure that you understood the question, you can ask, by this term, do you mean this and this? Or so you want me to describe a situation in the field when I did ABC? So it will help you to connect, it will help to avoid misunderstanding, and it will keep your interviewer focused, because when we are getting questions, we want to give answers, and it helps them to be more focused. It's a small trick. Let's go about losing energy. Of course, as I said before, those things are connected. When we are losing energy, we are losing focus because we're getting tired. It makes total sense. But especially I want to say about a few things. It's very long answers, trying to please everyone and trying to be like general. I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no, and I'm saying something that everyone will like. And I'm not promising, but I'm promising. And this very, very general, non-informative answers are making people tired. They're dragging from them energy. So please avoid doing it. It will not help you to get the job in most of cases. It will more confuse your potential employer, and they will feel that you're less reliable and you less know what you're talking about. Then show how flexible and open-minded you are and how you see things from all angles. Maybe you do see things from all angles, but it will be a long, like, philosophical conversation that is not something that interviewer is looking for. Also remember, interview is not about us, and it's about, is this person matching the job description, can do the job that I need to fill now here in my team or not. Another thing, try to avoid to be too wordy. Sometimes we can say things shorter, but we think for some reason that it will be more professional and impressive if instead of saying something short, we will say it will not be a mistake to think about this from this perspective and say that the answer is no. And we think that it makes us more professional, and it's more like I gave a good answer because it wasn't too short. Also, we don't want to be rude. We don't want to answer yes, no, maybe, yes, no, because it's also not good. But we need to find an answer that is pretty short but informative and not too wordy. Talking about being too wordy, also be mindful about using too much so-called fillers. And I here Googled it to read you some of the fillers. Sometimes those are words that we are putting in between because we don't want to say and we don't want just to stay quiet. So in case you need to think, instead of saying, it would not be a mistake, likely, actually, I mean, basically all this, instead of this, say, I would need a minute to think. I would need a minute to recall, whatever, something that you need to recall. Depends on the question. So let me read you a few filler words that please try to minimize them in your conversation, especially during job interview. So the words like, actually, I mean, oh, seriously, totally, very. I have a problem with the word very, and I'm working on it. We need to know what are our filler words and try to minimize them. Try to avoid unrelated, especially long stories that don't have a point on a job interview. We can do it because we're nervous, so don't judge yourself for doing those things. Just try to minimize them and eliminate them. And there is one more very important thing that is good to know, that when you are stressed and all your muscles are like this, and you sit and you're terrified and you're all like so nervous, people can feel it. And not only feel it, they also are starting to lose energy. They're starting to, maybe subconsciously, but being more stressed and losing energy because of it. So try some meditation, some breathing techniques. Get ready to be as calm, as neutral as you can. You can be excited, but again, not overexcited. But do not be stressed. You can also go to a group to do mock interviews. You can maybe go to interview to a job that doesn't matter to you, really, just to get the feeling. And you can always work with your coach. You can have your coach that will be doing all things together with you, that will interview you, that will discuss with you why you're worried, why you are stressed, that will think about interview questions to expect, that will help you to structure your answers, that will give you this feedback that sometimes we cannot give to ourselves, and our family members cannot give us, because they also cannot be objective, because they love us and they sometimes are demanding from us too much because of it, or sometimes they're too forgiving because they think that we are perfect as we are. And it's good to have a coach that has some background in manpower management, in HR, someone who worked with career coaching field before, and it can be really, really helpful and saving you a lot of money and time. So I hope all those tips were interesting, informative, helpful, gave you some ideas. And remember that if you want us to work together, we can always work together, me and you. Please contact me and we will schedule a session and work together to get ready to job interviews. So I wish you a wonderful day and a lot of good luck. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video and I see you in my next live stream. Bye bye.